is Inside Out.
Inside Out is presented by HTC, here to connect. And Magnolia's at 26th for good old-fashioned Southern comfort food, where Mama eats.
Our August Inside Out is going to be one hot show with kids singing their hearts out. We're also going to visit the North Myrtle Beach Farmers Market. Ripley's Aquarium's got a story like you wouldn't believe. They've been able to accomplish something that no other aquarium's been able to do. The Art Museum's got a great new exhibit, and the League of Women Voters are with us too. But we begin in a very sweet way, and that's with Conway's Dessert Queen. Let's do it. Well, you heard it right. She is Conway's Dessert Queen. Meet Barbara Whitley. She was one of our first chefs in our first year of doing Inside Out. And it's been 11 years. So can you fill me in just about a minute or two on what you've been doing over the past 11 years?
Well, over the past 11 years, we have closed Crady's restaurant and begun Specialty Desserts by Barbara Whitley. And I've been baking from my home for the last 3 or 4 years, and baking.
I heard that at Christmas last year, you did something like 120 bread puddings for one client.
I did.
God bless you.
They're not just bread puddings, they are whiskey bread puddings, which means that there's a scrumptious whiskey sauce, and that's what people keep coming back for.
Wow.
The whiskey sauce on the bread puddings. It's amazing.
You've been famous though for your pastries for years and years.
Yeah.
Even before y'all opened Crady's restaurant, you've been doing pastries, pies, cookies, cakes. And tell everybody who you're cooking for now.
I'm doing primarily for Crooked Oak, which is on Laurel Street in Conway, and I know he's opening a new portion of his restaurant, and I did ask him whether I would be baking for him as well in that new restaurant. He said yes. So that's what I'm doing. When the roastery was in business, I was there. I called it slice and dicing prep person at that time, and I did their scones, did cinnamon rolls for them, cheesecakes, pies, everything for them. And then of course they have since moved on to other climates, so I am doing for individuals now. I just made several quiches in the last couple of weeks, so I keep busy.
I think it's wonderful, and Crooked Oak would have been crazy to not keep you with their new addition, because whenever we're in there, we always get your pecan cheesecake, or pecan, whatever you all choose to say.
Pecan, yes.
It is wonderful.
But
you're going to do something really special for us, because it is peach month, and so we've got some very special peaches as well as sugar plums. You're going to love this recipe. And Barbara actually won a big time award with U.S. Foods a couple of years ago.
I did.
And I want you to show us how this is done. First of all, this is your dough, huh?
Yes, it is. You know, just hold it up. It's a very sticky dough, and it does need to be kept chilled. So it's a mixture of eggs. It's a very simple recipe. Mixture of eggs, sugar, flour, and flavoring. That's it. Oil. There's some oil in it as well.
Do you have to knead it a long time?
No, it just comes together really easily once the eggs are beaten up. And it's just really simple, but then it has to chill. So that's the I guess, dilemma of it. And so then I just scoop it out like that, and I put it in my impeccably clean hands.
I saw her wash them.
And I roll it like this. So it turns out to be about a walnut size. And when it bakes, then it will form a little dome. And so that's what happens there. It bakes at about 325 for about 12 to 15 minutes. And then once it's cooled, you can see that I have already done some of these. And so I scoop out, wrong scoop.
Little, little one like that.
It's easier, much easier to do when they're slightly warm. And then I put that in a container and I crumble them up in there. And then when I get them all done, I'll just do another one here, and that'll be it. When I get them all done, then I again use my impeccably clean hands, and I Squash them, yeah. And then after that, I add peach preserves.
Oh,
the best place
my.
for this. And
Peach preserves.
yes, that's what makes the peaches.
The little scoop. And
Yeah.
anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah. And then once I get that mixed up, I've already mixed them up, so I'm not going to do that again. I fill it like this. And you know, peaches do grow at different rates and different times and different colors.
And different types of peaches come in season at different
So
times.
even though this one is a little darker, this one's not, it still can go together. And I just take my finger then and smooth it off. And then I have to let them set just a little while before I dip them in vermouth.
Vermouth.
Yes.
Is that what this is? Is
Sweet
vermouth? Is
yes,
this colored
it's
vermouth?
Colored, uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'll do another one while this one sets.
So, Barb, is this sweet vermouth or regular vermouth?
It is sweet vermouth. Yeah, the other will not work, sweet vermouth. So it's just a lot of fun to do. I really love doing these little cookies.
For people who have children or grandchildren, this looks like a fun project.
It would be, yeah. In fact, they could get sugar all over the place. All right, so another one here. And if it splits like that, no problem at all. It'll just seal itself back up with a little bit more peaches. There we go.
So when you dip them in vermouth, is it just sprinkled on or is it
No,
soaked?
oh, no, let me show you.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, this one has set for some time. So I'll just even use my colored hands.
This is like dyeing eggs.
It is, And then I let that set just a little bit or else they get too soggy too quickly. So I'm going to do another one.
So that's why your fingertips were red
Yes,
when I
exactly,
arrived.
yeah.
I thought she was picking blueberries strawberries. That's what I thought she was doing.
So after that sets just a little bit, then I use my granulated sugar and I just put it in there like that. And then to get more sugar on it, don't we all need more sugar? I roll it in sugar and sprinkle it with sugar, and then comes out to be a peach.
So when you won a bronze award with the U.S. Foods People, which was a national competition, friends, Barbara was competing not only in a dessert category, but in an all-out food category. So for you to beat out some entrees, that's pretty incredible.
Yes, it was.
But that does look like a peach.
And then I finish it off. Generally, I use a 7-minute frosting, and I pipe a little leaf on there. I won't do that today because it does take a while to do. But on our little tableau over there, our little tea set, I did use a mint leaf, which is pretty also.
Absolutely. And we've got some great pictures that your daughter Heather took, and we'll show everyone. But this is great. Now, you also do sugar plums.
Yes, and it's the same general idea, except for them, I use a mixture, and this is very loose, and that's the way it should be. A loose mixture of cream cheese and some wonderful plum jelly that my sister made. And then my beautiful daughter suggested that I use these blue almonds as the pit.
They come like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I'm going to also make a little seal on that too, so that they won't come apart.
This is so cool, Barb.
It is, isn't it? All right, so we've got now the beginnings of a sugar plum. Same procedure, I have to let it set a while. Here is the mixture.
Is it the vermouth, same thing?
Same thing, except I put purple in it.
Oh.
And then this is what will be
A sugar,
a sugar
plum.
Yes.
I bet you do a lot of those at Christmas.
Oh, yes, I do. Do a lot of things at Christmas time. So if people want to start ordering now, that would be great.
Well,
and
and
I would know.
people need to remember that Barb is in big demand with businesses ordering for clients.
Right.
And I heard that at Thanksgiving, your hottest selling item is that fabulous pumpkin cheesecake.
Oh, with a ginger snap crust. Oh my goodness. It's absolutely wonderful.
It is. And so people do need to place their orders.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing that they can start doing now. And that way you'll at least have them on the agenda and they won't be left in the flush of having to do their own desserts.
That's right. And I've had people call and say, Miss Barbara, can you make something for me tomorrow? And I say, well, the cheesecakes do require a couple of days turnaround because they do have to sit. And then I have to unmold them from the pan. And usually there's some sort of topping that I put on them also. The pecan pie cheesecake, which you enjoyed at Crooked Oak, has a I'll call it a caramel pecan topping on it.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
We have to split it because it's so fattening, but it is so delicious.
Isn't it good? Yeah, it's the most popular one. But for this weekend, I'm doing Oreo cheesecakes for them, along with the pecan pie cheesecake.
As I look through your menu too, it is amazing the different quiches that you do: crab and brie, chicken and asparagus, 3 cheese and tomato.
That's the best-selling one. Yeah.
Barb, so many people used to love your 7-layer
Yes.
cake. I mean,
Yes.
thin, delicious layer after layer. Are you doing it?
Yes, I do that still. It's by special order, but what makes it so special is that there's a white chocolate filling and a raspberry filling. So if I were really being technical, it could be like a 21-layer 7 chocolate cake, rather, and the delicious ganache on the outside of it. It's really decadent. It really is.
And Chuck, my husband, always loved your pound cake.
Yes. I do a variety of pound cakes. I do a lemon one. I do a butternut vanilla one, chocolate pound cake, of course. We have a friend who lives in North Myrtle Beach, and she absolutely adores the chocolate pound cake. And then the other most popular cake is the caramel cake. And I do make a cooked frosting. It's not that little jumbled up brown sugar stuff that a lot of people like. I mean, I love it myself, but this is a better version of it, I guess.
So remember, the name is Specialties by Baker Barbara. And there's the information. Start ordering for the holidays.
That's
it's
right.
not too early, is it?
It is not too early.
We love Barbara Whitley. She is truly the pastry queen of Conway. As a matter of fact, you're a peach.
Oh, thank you. It is peach season. No, don't eat that one. Over there, you'll like that better.
The North Myrtle Beach Farmers Market is busting at its seams with visitors. See why next on Inside Out.
From the Grand Strand to the farmland, from Main Street to the marshes, HTC is here to connect you to what matters most in your life. We're here to bring people together, here to play, and here to empower our communities with the largest fiber optic network in the area. Go with HTC. We are here to connect you to your world.
This segment of Inside Out is brought to you by Magnolia's at 26th for good old-fashioned Southern comfort food, where Mama eats.
So even though it's always incredibly hot in the summer, one of my favorite times of year because of the fresh produce at our local markets. Meet Samantha Tipton. She heads up the Waccamaw Market Co-ops, and that means that there's farmers markets everywhere. Tell us the ones that you're in charge of.
Yeah, so we have farmers markets throughout the week. On Tuesdays, we're in Surfside Beach. On Fridays, we're here in North Myrtle Beach. And on Saturdays, we're in 3 locations. We're in Conway, Valor Park, and Georgetown. And then on Sundays, we do a few pop-up markets in Merle's Inlet. It's the last Sunday of each month. And then while we're filming this for July, we're going to have 2 at the hammock shops in Pawleys Island for the first time on Sundays that we're really excited about.
And maybe Pawleys Island will continue.
Maybe they'll do a few more. We'll see how it turns out. Everybody come out, and then maybe we'll get to do some more.
So tell me about Farmers Market Week, which is coming up.
Sure. We're celebrating National Farmers Market Week through August 7th through the 13th, and it's a great time to come out and support all your local farmers, all the local farmers markets, and it's a national program that everybody's celebrating everywhere. So no matter where you look, everybody's celebrating farmers, the organizers, and all the people who come to make it happen.
One more piece of really good news, and that's the fact that we're here at the North Myrtle Beach Farmers Market today, and we're going to be interviewing some folks. But normally this farmers market ends kind of the end of the summer, but
Yep, usually we go through the end of October, and we're still going to be doing that this year, but we're also really excited to announce that we get to add in a holiday market this year. That means each Friday for November and December, we're going to be back here at the North Myrtle Beach Market with all your holiday items to come and do your holiday shopping, get your baked goods that are all holiday themed. It'll be a really great time.
And it's always one of my favorites because it's always cool. You can see the breeze. They've got this wonderful canopy. So, I mean, it's just a great farmer's market. All right, take me to some of your favorite vendors. Let's do it now. So I just met a really sweet guy because he's all about chocolate and honey. What a combination, Paul.
Absolutely. This chocolate is sweetened with honey, no refined sugar, no dairy. It's plant-based, so it's a good-for-you chocolate bar, and it tastes incredible.
So how'd you get into this?
My wife's a holistic nutritionist. We really care about our health, and we care about other people's health, and it started with making delicious treats for our daughters, and then it turned into a business, and now growing heftily in Myrtle Beach, and we're looking to expand e-commerce and outward.
So do people find you only at the farmer's market, or have you distributed at stores around town?
Yeah, we do some of the juiceries around here. We're at some chiropractic stores, the wellness center, so we have some things going on that are making us grow heavily, and we're also online to buy bars.
And then, of course, you're in Myrtle Beach, so you're easy to find.
Yes. We try to source everything locally as much as possible here. We live off of Forrest Drive, so supporting local business is very important to us.
If people can't get out to the farmer's market, but they want your product, how do they get it?
www.keepitdelish.com. You can find our bars there. We can ship out, and if you're local and you want to buy some bars, we can meet up at the farmers markets here. There's a few in town.
You can bet I'm going to sample something from Paul before I walk out of here. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
How about some grass-fed beef? Folks seem to love it. Folks have been lining up to buy it from Lori. And Lori, you're out of Tabor City, North Carolina. Do you raise the beef as well as sell it?
We sure do. We have about 300 acres out in Tabor City. We have about 200 head of cattle, Angus, Black Angus, and we raise them grass-fed, grass-finished right there on our farm. It takes a special drive and passion for animals and what you do to farm, and my husband and I, the farm has actually been in his family for over 150 years, and it's something that he wanted to carry a legacy on in our family, so we're very passionate about our cattle and our other animals that we have out on the farm.
So why is grass-fed beef better than all others?
So the stuff that you get in the grocery store generally comes from a feedlot, and feedlot cows have hormone clips. They're fed antibiotics, and they live in unsanitary conditions, and you truly don't know what is in the food that you're eating. We know, we raise them ourselves. They're grass-fed, they're grass-finished, they live a good life, they leave straight from our pasture to our processor, true farm to table. We don't feed them antibiotics, we don't put steroids into our cows, and they live a good life out on our farm.
Sounds awesome. No wonder people are lining up to eat from your booth. And who are those handsome hunks that you've got working with you?
So I have younger generation Gore over there, that's my son Caden, and his friend Landon are here. They're North Myrtle Beach Chiefs football players, and they're here to help sell our beef today.
And I can tell you, the girls are lining up to buy. Thank you so much, Lori. Best wishes.
Thank you.
I just have met up with Wanda Squires, and she has Aynor Middle. I love that name. So whose farm is this in Aynor?
This is my son-in-law, Mike Benton. He is at the end of 22 and go down Naughty Branch Road about 2.5 miles on his actual mama's farm. So
and you grow all kinds of things, not just maters.
Everything that's been on this table we grow.
And I heard it's a family operation that even the grandchildren help pick.
This is 2 of his children right here.
So everybody works. What's so great about your tomatoes?
Everybody says they're great. When they see us here, they flock to us every week.
And you've had a really good turnout here today. The line continues.
Oh, yes. Last 3 weeks, we've been sold out at 12 o'clock.
Well, I'm going to let you continue because I'm here to help you build business, not scare it away. Wanda, good luck with Aynor Middle.
Thank you, Diane.
out this great coffee truck out of Conway, but here at the North Myrtle Beach Farmers Market. Abel, how long have you been serving it up?
We've been serving coffee for about 4 months now.
And so many people have been coming up to you and they say you have such great coffee. They know you from other farmers markets. So you participate a lot with the Waccamaw Co-op?
Yeah, we go to all of their farmers markets.
Now, what do you feel is so special about your coffee and maybe where you buy your beans?
So more than anything, we believe in a system that doesn't neglect the farmers that actually produce the coffee. We pay the farmers that we buy our coffee from about 3 times out of what fair trade says.
Wow.
And so it's a system that we really believe in moving forward to give them value, because it's something perpetually that they've never had value in before.
Well, it smells so good in here. What's your specialty?
My favorite drink is just straight espresso. I think it's really, really lovely when it's produced well, and I love ours. But our biggest seller currently is our summer special. It's a blueberry brown sugar oat milk latte. It's really nice.
Hot or cold?
It's only cool. I can do it hot, but it's primarily cold because of the summer.
Sounds fabulous. Well, I hope people will stop and see you, and I wish you lots of luck. And is this what you do full time?
Currently, yes. Yeah.
Abel. He is able to make you some of the best coffee around. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Here at Jupiter Pies, I found Krenisha, and boy, has she been busy. Lots of people want your breads and your pies. Tell me about the pies you have here today.
The pies that I have here today are chocolate pecan coconut blueberry crumb. I have blackberry crumb, apple crumb, strawberry rhubarb, which is a big seller. Have regular apple, 4-berry, cherry crumb,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
We have a little bit of everything.
But people have really been coming and picking up the breads, and I love the fact that for $4 you can get some homemade baked goods and not be, especially for people who live by themselves, not be leftover food that's going bad.
Yes, ma'am. And we also have the pastries that are kind of bite-sized.
Oh my goodness.
Turnovers, Danish, sticky buns. We just have a variety of baked goods.
I remember interviewing your owner when she first started years ago, and I interviewed her out of the Carolina Forrest Farmers Market, and I'm so glad y'all are doing good. You have a location now. Just give us that and we'll wrap it up.
Yes, ma'am. We have actually 3 locations. There's one on Burkow Road, one on 707, which is the main location, and then she has one in Little River.
Krenisha, thank you so very much, and I'm so glad y'all have really become super successful.
Thank you. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you. That's Jupiter Pies here at the North Myrtle Beach Farmers Market. And by the way, there's also a knife sharpening man here at the Farmers Market where you can bring your knives, and while you shop, he'll sharpen your knives, and then you're on your way. You'll find it all. The North Myrtle Beach Farmers Market, definitely a place to be on Fridays, and that goes through October 28th. And now the holiday market will continue through December. We'll see you here. A new exhibit at the Art Museum, and something amazing from Ripley's Aquarium, all coming up in our next segment. Mama loves magnolias, and you will too. It's where the Anderson family farm comes to the table. There's an all-you-can-eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, Saturday and Sunday brunch buffet, salad bar, homemade desserts, all served by our staff. Mama's right, you can't cook it this cheap. Ooh. And that ice cream machine guaranteed to produce smiles. Banquet space available too. Magnolias for good old Southern comfort food and hospitality at its finest. 26th Avenue North and Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach. This month, in the video portion of our show, we have something a little unique. We are visiting the Art Museum with a fabulous artistic exhibit. You're going to want to come before September 24th to see the world of Frida. I want you to meet Pat, of course, who runs this museum, and the Art Museum's been around for how long now?
25 years this year.
Whoa,
yeah,
happy anniversary.
25th anniversary, yeah.
Would you say that this is one of the most exciting exhibits to come?
Well, it has been one of the most exciting in a number of years. Of course, we were dealing with COVID for a few of those years. But this, I think, has been one of the most exciting since I've been here, and I've been here for 20 years now.
Amazing.
I know, isn't that something? But we opened on June 18th, and it's just been a huge success ever since. I mean, we're seeing locals, we're seeing people from across the state and across the Southeast. The word is getting out. People love Frida Kahlo.
And why do you think her appeal is so enormous?
Well, I think the interesting part of that, Diane, is it wasn't always. I mean, it's really been for the past couple of decades that especially women have really latched on to Frida. And I think her tenacity and her talent, and really she led a very difficult life. She had polio when she was very young. And then she was in a terrible bus accident, I mean a really terrible bus accident, when she was in her late teens. So she had a lot of pain, several surgeries, was not able to have children, and just had a love affair and a marriage with a very volatile man. So, I mean, her life is what has drawn these 94 different artists from around the world, men and women, to create these 114 works of art.
So obviously then none of the work here is hers,
No.
but everyone here has been influenced by her.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Yes, and one of Frida's actual, the things that she did so well were self-portraits. So as you walk through the exhibit, you'll see a lot of portraits of Frida. And what are you going to see? You're going to see the unibrow. You are going to see the flower headbands. And so these 94 different artists, men and women, were somehow drawn to her story and found her story as part of their story. And the month of August, we will have some exciting programming. Harriet Charles is going to do a headband workshop with fresh flowers. We're going to do a play reading of the play called Frida and Diego. And then in September, we're going to have a lecture on Frida's politics. And then right before the end of the exhibit, we're going to have a jewelry workshop, because she loved jewelry.
By now everyone should know, but in case they don't, give us the location.
The Art Museum's located at 3100 South Ocean Boulevard, not far from Market Common.
And you'll love it here, friends. It's the World of Frida, and the exhibit is up through September 24th. Y'all come.
Thank you.
Well, we promised you a behind-the-scenes look at Ripley's Aquarium, and I'm so excited to be at the Marine Science Research Center. This is a magnificent facility, and guess what? They're going to start giving tours. I want you to meet Stacia White. She's head of husbandry, and a lot of people don't even know that word, husbandry. Explain it.
It is a little confusing to people that don't know it. So basically, it's the animal care department. So our job in husbandry is to make sure all the animals are fed, healthy, well taken care of.
You've been here 20 years.
Yes, 20 years.
You've seen this place grow for sure.
Yes.
What has been one of the most exciting things to happen at Ripley's in your 20 years?
Oh, there's really way too many to count. But the most exciting thing is this building right here in general. When we first opened the aquarium, this was the original location of our initial quarantine building, where we got all the animals ready to go to the aquarium right before opening. So it's been open for quite a while. Well, a couple years ago, we were able to really kind of bring this building up to speed and up in research and technology. So this is the culmination of all those years of experience and research has really brought us to where this building is now.
I know a lot of people in the community have been incredibly excited about the penguins.
Yes. Us too. It's been a work in progress for, it feels like about 10 years. So it was really exciting to finally get the penguins here on site at the aquarium. They're definitely a local favorite, and all of our tourists, everyone that comes to the aquarium loves to watch the penguins swimming around, play. It's really fun to watch them on exhibit. We put different toys and enrichment items out there for them. So you'll see them kind of interact with those throughout the day as well. So that's always fun to kind of see different things that go on.
Before we talk about the actual tours, One of the reasons I wanted to come here was that I heard a statistic that I thought was incredibly wonderful on behalf of Ripley's, that you all have done something that no other aquarium has done. Break the news, Stacia.
So yes, very exciting. So we were lucky enough this year in March, we had the birth of a sand tiger pup. So we're the very first zoo or aquarium in North America to have a live birth of a sand tiger shark. But not only that, he's actually the product of artificial insemination, which is a world first.
Well, now, how do you tie down a shark to inseminate it? That's a good question.
Yes. It's not, obviously some animals like land animals or mammals like tigers, things like that are a lot easier. For our sharks, it requires us to actually catch the sharks up in a stretcher. And then our vet team comes in and they use ultrasounds and look at the inside of the animal, determine if it's a female, if she's ready to actually receive an artificial insemination. And then we kind of proceed from there. So it takes all of our team, many hands on deck. For our big females, it takes about 6 of us to kind of hold her still enough so the vets can do their work.
Then how long was the pregnancy period?
It's very similar to humans, actually. It's right about 10 months.
Wow. And so how old's the baby now?
He was born March 24th, so he's about 3 months old.
And he's adorable.
Absolutely adorable. So if everybody's been lucky enough to come to the aquarium, which I definitely recommend, you'll see all of our adults, our large sand tiger sharks swimming around in our exhibit over there in Dangerous Reef. He looks exactly like the adults. He's just little. He's really cute.
Tell us about these tours that are coming up, how it's going to work, how people can get tickets.
Right. So if you have an aquarium admission, it's an add-on fee over at the aquarium. So you can purchase an add-on ticket to come see our Marine Science Research Center. We will transport people over here. And once you're here, you get a person from our education department is going to walk you all around the building, highlight some of our really special animals over here, and focus on a lot of the research, the conservation, and the quarantine we do on our animals before they make it to the aquarium.
And I guess everyone will have an opportunity to ask questions. It is truly a learning experience.
It is. There's a lot of research science that happens over here. And it's a lot of stuff people see our animals in the tanks and don't realize everything that goes in behind the scenes before they even get on exhibit. And then some of the animals over here, we're doing lots of different conservation and research work on. So just kind of getting that message out on all the work that we are doing is really important.
Stacia, tell us about when you retrieve an animal, let's say from the Bahamas or Key West or somewhere. Mm-hmm. How long are they in an incubation period before they get to the aquarium?
So it depends on the type of animal. Each species of animal, so if it's a fish or a shark, a stingray, all has a different timeline on different things they have to go through before they can come to the aquarium. The shortest time period is about 30 days and the longest is about 60 days. And if an animal comes in, a lot of times, especially if it's a rescued animal, sometimes they're not always in the best shape. Sometimes they're a little sick. So it just depends on the condition of the animal as well.
Tell us what's here in this tank behind us.
Yes, so this tank right here, this is our small shark and stingray exhibit or tank here at Marine Science Research Center. This is the home of Ripley, or Rip, our little baby sand tiger right now.
Well, I got to tell you, they're flapping around in here, and I thought it was just stingrays, but now I see the sharks now that I look. But they're intrigued by us, don't you think?
They are.
Do they think it's feeding time?
Sometimes they do. We like to kind of joke around. They see the purple shirts of our husbandry staff, and they're like, oh, are they here to feed us? And a lot of them will come over and kind of check us out.
Now, recently you acquired another incredible species.
Yes.
Let's brag on Cheddar.
Yes, Cheddar. He's our new little superstar here at the aquarium.
Little superstar?
He's small. He's only about a pound. So he is pretty little, but he's an orange lobster. They are incredibly rare. So we were lucky enough, a red lobster down in Florida had him brought in, and they realized right away when they got him, like, this is special. Like, we need to find a home for him. So luckily we were contacted and asked if, we could possibly house him and give him a really nice home. So we were able to send 2 of our staff down to Florida to pick him up and drive him all the way back up here to Myrtle Beach.
So how does that actually happen, that he comes out a different color?
So it's actually a genetic mutation. So what happens is, in the process as it's growing, there's a genetic mutation that happens with the color expression. And so that's where you get some of these really unique colors of lobsters. So there's blue lobsters, there's some that are cotton candy, there's some that are actually two-tone. So one side might be one color and the other side might be a different color.
So I heard about a glass bottom boat here. What's that all about, Stacia?
Yeah, it's a really interesting way to see our animals from a completely different view. So when you come to the aquarium, you walk through the underwater tunnel and the sharks are swimming all around you. The glass bottom boat tour actually allows you to go on a boat on top of our shark tank, and there's a pane of glass basically between you and the sharks. So you go around the top of our shark tank and get to see the animals in a totally different view and up close and personal. You're out there with one of our education staff, so you're learning all about the animals. You can ask questions, you can take lots of pictures. It's a really exciting thing for your family to do.
Is it true that your penguins are so talented that they are artistic?
They are. We have some that are very good artists, actually. So also at the aquarium, we have additional encounters, our penguin encounter. They're offered 5 days a week. If you purchase the encounter, you get to come in to a special encounter room. We bring one of the penguins in there to you. One of our penguin staff, animal care staff, is there and tells you all about the birds. You get to touch one of the penguins, and then if you purchase the VIP portion of the encounter, the birds actually will come out, we'll put paint down, and they'll actually paint with their feet right on top of canvas. And then you get to take that painting home with you.
Oh, that must be a thrill for the kids.
It's pretty fun.
But yet, one of the biggest thrills for kids is certainly getting in the tank with the stingrays.
Oh, absolutely. So, we like to say, people have a bigger connection to animals when they can have this kind of one-on-one personal experience. Our stingray experiences, our stingray encounters are excellent for that for kids. So what happens is you get to go in our stingray tanks. So we have a flats area where if you're there normally, if the stingrays come up, you can touch them. But this is a special encounter. You get to go in the water with one of our dive team, and they actually bring the animals straight up to everyone that's in the encounter. You get a touch. You also get to help feed them. And it's just a really personal one-on-one encounter you get to have with our stingrays.
In wrapping it up, I know that you're so excited about your 20 years here and hopefully another 20. You're so young, Stacia. But the fact is, you're tremendously excited about these tours.
Oh,
One
yes.
more time, remind everyone how they can get a ticket for a tour of the Marine Science Research Center.
Yeah, so if you come to Ripley's Aquarium, you have an admission ticket. It's an add-on purchase, so you can either do it at the aquarium or you can check our website for more information.
Let's do it, friends. Ripley's, you too can go behind the scenes. Thanks, Stacia.
Thank you very much.
Uplifting music compliments of Aynor Middle School Chorus right after this.
From Myrtle's Inlet to Marion, from the golf courses to the area's gorgeous beaches, HTC is here to connect you with the largest fiber optic network in the area. We are here to help our communities, here to help you benefit as a member of our local cooperative, and here to empower the moments that are important in your life. We're HTC, and we're here to connect you to your world.
I'm proud to say that I MC the Waves of the Future performance each and every year. It's an event that's sponsored by the Chicora Rotary Club and raises money for the fine arts of Horry County Schools. We love sharing the students' talents with you. Today we have Aynor Middle School Chorus under the direction of Lee Ann Altman. The song is You Will Be Found from the Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen. It's so inspiring. Listen to these words.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running
the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. 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 There's a place where we don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone. If you only say the word, look across the silence, your voice is heard. Take you home, take you home, take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be down. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. You are not alone. 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 Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need someone to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. Even when the dark comes crashing through, you will be found. When you need someone to carry you, you will be found. You will be
The League of Women Voters working hard to educate us all on candidates and issues. That's what's coming up on Inside Out.
HTC is here to connect you to the things that matter most in your life. With the area's largest fiber optic network, HTC is here with the fastest speeds to help power your day. Do a little multitasking. Keep the peace. All to help your day run smoother than ever before. See how HTC is here to connect you to your world and take advantage of these great offers today.
Our nonprofit segment is coming up right now. This is the Horry County League of Women Voters, a wonderful nonpartisan organization that talks politics, but not really, and you'll understand right now. This is Stephanie Wood, and Stephanie says she's a fairly new member of this organization, but you said that you've learned so much already.
I have. It's been a wonderful learning of civics, something I haven't had since early high school days.
I know that you guys and gals both say, and that's because men are in the organization, there's women and men.
There are.
This organization talks about politics in general, but you are nonpartisan. Explain that to people.
Well, we want to educate the voters in a nonpartisan way. We're not influencers. We want to make sure that we get the information out on how to get information on the candidates, what the positions are that are available, when to vote, where to vote, not how to vote.
So tell me a little bit, first of all, about the organization, how long it's been around, and then how you all have interviewed the candidates.
Be glad to. The League of Women Voters is a national organization. It was established on Valentine's Day 100 years ago, 6 months before the ratification of the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote.
Tell me about how you go about getting information from the candidates in order to deliver it to the community.
Thank you so much for asking that question. There's a new tool, an online tool that's been made available. Nationwide, the League of Women Voters came up with an online tool called vote411.org. Now, maybe some people in the audience don't know what 411 was. Well, back in the days of the wall telephone, 411 kind of took the place of the phone book. You could call 411 and ask them for the telephone number of a business or an individual, and now that's been replaced by Google.
And other sources.
And other sources, yes.
And so 411 has been implemented throughout the country to educate people about people who are running for office in their own respective communities.
Yes, it has, and it does more than that. But what the League does is they present the candidates appropriate questions to the position that they're running for election. They're emailed, and the candidates can answer them or not answer them. And then you can, say there's 4 people running for a specific position, you can compare. So you're empowered with information on what you need in your community, and based on that, you can make a more informed selection of who's going to best represent you.
So how can our friends who are watching and the rest of the community get this information? Where is this posted?
We posted these literature holders right here in all the local libraries throughout Myrtle Beach, Little River, and North Myrtle Beach. So the literature holders have a bookmark. You can just take your bookmark. That's why they're in the library, right? You can hit this with your phone, and it'll take you right to the site. You put in your address, and it'll take you right to your district, your candidates, and all the information that you need. You can register online. You can check your voter registration, see your candidates, know your polling place. It's a wonderful way, one-stop shopping, I call it, to understand what the issues are and make an informed decision on who to vote for.
So there are a lot of people who still do not know how to use this code, QR code. It's simple. People should not be intimidated by it. Please do a demo.
I'd love to. Thank you very much for the opportunity. You're just going to take one of these bookmarks, put it on the quick reference code, and take a picture. It's going to take you right to the website. You put in your address, and it's going to tell you where your polling place is, all your candidates, where the positions they stand on. You can check your voter registration.
So was this available in June?
It was, indeed. Absolutely. Yes, and it'll be available again for the general election in November.
Well, that's exciting. I think I could have used this in the primary, so I think it's wonderful that y'all are doing this. What happens if a candidate doesn't respond? How do you all post that?
No response from the candidate. It's just very simple. So they all receive the same questions pertinent to the position they're running for, and I kind of feel like that's a telling story.
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to vote for anyone who didn't respond to this.
I agree with that.
So let's talk a little bit more about where people can pick up information. I know that you've got a wonderful brochure, you've got a kind of a public service announcement. You all have worked very hard on this on a national level as well as local.
Yes, that's correct, yeah. Yeah, but specifically to Horry County, what we did was we were able to get into some indoor digital billboards in about 30 locations across the Grand Strand. There's North Myrtle, Myrtle, South Myrtle, and Inland. Running these, they're about 25-second loops or ads about the League of Women Voters and Vote 411.
I know that you all work too very hard on voter registration. How is that going?
It's going pretty well. We were out in all the high schools, specific to the seniors who could be 18 before November, before the general election, to get them registered.
You know, you said something to me earlier when we were starting this interview that having just moved here from Pennsylvania, you were very impressed with the ease of our election. And I think a lot of people here would think that maybe it was better in the bigger cities, but you're telling me that it was really amazing here.
It was so well run. It was a well-oiled machine. And I was very impressed with having to show your driver's license or form of identification. And then you went and selected your candidates, and then you took the paper up to where you polled it. What I particularly appreciated or found valuable was some of the seniors would say, well, my vote really doesn't matter. Yes, it does, and here's why. When I did it, the woman up there that was taking the poll, she said, look at this number here. It's the number 667. Go ahead and insert your vote. The number incremented to 668. My vote was counted. I know that my vote was counted, and I was very impressed by that.
And we see so many times in elections, especially local ones, where candidates lose by 10 or 20 votes, or even less sometimes. So every vote counts.
Your vote is important.
Finally, I know that you'd like to have more people join your organization, men and women.
That's right, yeah. And how can they do that? Well, you just go to www.lwv.org, and you can go to a section where you can join online. I recommend going to a meeting or two to see if you fit in with that group of people. We also have speakers every meeting on maybe landfills or the river keepers. It's very interesting to know your community. But you can send a message to somebody at the league. They'll answer your question, or they'll call you back or whatever, so that you can begin to get involved. And it's fun. It's a learning experience, and a day without learning is a day wasted.
You're right. Stephanie Wood here with us, filling us in on the Horry County League of Women Voters. Remember, they're helping to educate all of us so that we vote for the right candidates. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
The Forrest Five from Carolina Forest High School and the Myrtle Beach Show Choir and Orchestra are coming up next on Inside Out.
The Long Bay Symphony, under the direction of Maestro Charles Jones Evans, is proud to announce their 35th anniversary season, The Universal Language. Season tickets are now available for the 4 Masterworks Concert Series programs. And don't miss this season's Pops concert, Dancing Queen, the music of ABBA, sure to be a sellout. To purchase your tickets for the Long Bay Symphony's 35th concert season, go online at longbaysymphony.com.
We now have some more entertainment from Waves of the Future. How about the Forrest Five from Carolina Forest High School under the direction of Craig McBroom? These guys were just as good as the Four Seasons.
Trying to cut me down to size by telling dirty lies to my friends. And my own father said, give her up, don't bother. The world isn't coming to an end. Walk like a man, talk like a man, walk like a man, my son. No woman's worth crawling on the earth, so walk like a man, my son. Won't you come on? Come on. Come on. Do you look so fine? Come on. Moving nice and easy. Girl, you make me lose my mind. Sherry baby. Sherry baby. Sherry, can you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Sherry, Sherry baby, Sherry baby.
And we're not done with the entertainment yet. How about Myrtle Beach High School Show Choir and Orchestra under the direction of teachers Campman, Dumas, and Sullivan? It's an Elton John song. Get ready, you're gonna love it.
You can never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold, lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like a wreck, you hide behind that mask you use.
And did you think this fool can never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away.
Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. You can never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold, lonely light that shines from you. You wonder about the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. Once I never could have hoped to win, you're sliding down the road and leaving me again. If that's your big, were meant to cut me down. And if our love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 I'm still standing.
Winyah Bay here in Georgetown, pretty beautiful, huh? Well, I want you to know next month we're going to be horsing around on a rural farm. We're going to meet a woman who takes old furniture, paints it, and makes it look brand new. We're going to sample some goods at the Tuscany Bistro in Pawleys Island and get some great free advice from a new counseling center at Webster University. It's all here, Horry and Georgetown County, featured always on HTC Inside Out. I'll see you next month.
Inside Out is presented by HTC, here to connect. And Magnolia's at 26th for good old-fashioned Southern comfort food, where Mama eats.